We're going to go to our next guest here, and I have McHale with us. Ellie, it's so good to have you on. The Folklore Society has been doing a lot of great things as well, and you have a new exhibition coming up, and we have, and I believe the artist will be joining us momentarily, and he's does Greek Orthodox frescoes and everything. I was amazed at what I saw that you did, because you did something at St. Sophia's, and also the one in Cahos, St.
Yes.
George's, I believe.
I'm working for 15 years in St. Sophia's Greek Orthodox Church. I'm making decoration of the church with images, because iconography, the name of icons, is mean images in in English.
And we only have one. We only have one of your images, so they brought.
And so I work in full time for 15 years in St. Sophia's Greek Orthodox Church. I decorate in the church with icons, with the frescoes, and direct in the wall. Yeah.
Yes.
This is what I'm doing, and also in the Cahos, St. Nicholas Russian Orthodox Church, I'm making decoration with icons, with saints. They like to do. There, and I make those icons for them too, yeah.
Yes, and I read somewhere that you do it in the Macedonian style.
Macedonian style,
yeah,
yes.
And that has to do with the facial?
The Macedonian style is it's from Macedonian emperors of Byzantium.
The Byzantine.
This is ancient technique. It could be. It's an ancient technique, and after that they come up, and this is Macedonian style. We do it, yeah.
Yeah, I read that. That was rather interesting. Yeah. And you're Albanian, is that correct?
I am Albanian, but we have a Greek origin from my mother's side, and I speak Albanian, Greek, and English.
Isn't that in English? You're doing very well in English. My goodness. And Ellie, how did you find him?
Well, it's an interesting story. The New York State Council on the Arts 6 years ago asked us to begin to document parts of New York State that were not well documented for folk and traditional arts. And we started in Western New York, and to this year we're in the Capital Region. So Efthimios was, I think, one of the first artists we documented by interviewing and photographing his work. And we're really pleased that everything has come to fruition very fast. But our goal is to really highlight the artists that we have in our region this year, and draw attention to the wonderful arts that we have here.
And how many pieces? I know. I mean, you do the art, and do you do restoration as well?
No restoration.
No restoration.
But I can make frescoes directly in the wall or in canvas.
And frescoes are on the wall, correct?
In the wall, yeah.
Right on the wall. So they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to steal them. So what is your preference? Do you prefer to do like on a palette, or do you prefer the fresco?
I like the both of those. I like. For example, in icon board, I could make with 24 carats gold leaves. That I could make small icons, and I could make big decoration of the churches. Depends the people which like to do much more, but I don't have any preference. The both of those style, I like to do the both of those. Yeah.
Now are there the two Greek Orthodox churches, but there's also an Armenian Orthodox church too. So I don't know whether they do icons.
Usually in the Catholic Church, and for the Catholic Church, I've done a gigantic cross, 8 feet by 6 feet cross.
Oh, okay, 8 by 6. Okay.
In Syracuse, they was happy. They love to see those icons that I have done for them. Yeah. And Catholic Church like to have Byzantine iconography, because 1,000 years ago, before Michelangelo, Buonarroti, and Da Vinci.
You were doing the stuff, right?
all the Europe, all the nations did that kind of style of visual art that decorate the churches and bring the faith more to the people, bring more faith, yeah.
And what is your background in art? I know that you've been well educated in art. So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
I have actually I have finished fine art in Albania, but I have to say in my father village they have some churches, and when I was a kid it was like a playground to play in the front yard of the church. And I saw the frescoes over there. They are 300 years old frescoes, and it was like my idea to do something like that.
Even at an early age, it kind of struck you that that was something you wanted to do.
Yeah, I said to myself, if I could do that like them, yeah. But when I wanted in the fine art school, we did the practice in one Byzantine museum. It was like a middle-age museum or Byzantine museum in Korica, Albania. There I had the presentation with the icons they have done. The masters, the middle-aged master did it at that time. Yeah. After when I went into Greece, because my mother have origin from Greece, and I went into Greece, and I went in the monastery of Saint Ephraim monastery, and I saw the frescoes they did over there, and I like it. At that time, I decided to be iconographer.
So it just struck you, and it's been really from the beginning of his life. He's kind of immersed yourself in that, and I love that your parents just let you do that.
Yeah,
they didn't say you need to be an accountant, right?
No.
Although that probably wouldn't have been bad, but it was like, you know, sometimes you go with your passion. So you found this gentleman somehow.
Well, not me personally, but we have 3 community field workers. Because of COVID, it's very difficult to go out into a community and interview and talk to people. So I have 3 community field workers who are closer to the community, and one of them spoke to Efthimios very early on, and in the process. But we're still, it's ongoing. So the project is still going on.
I love it. Now, how many pieces do you have of Efthimios?
I don't know. How many did you hang up?
Could be, usually I have put some icons over there and some projects that I have done. For example, project, how a drawing of before I have started to make a gigantic icon in St. Sophia's, I have drawn like architectural design, because
you got to start somewhere.
I have to know how that will be in the wall, and after that I have put some projects and some icons and some one sample of one big icon is in the canvas. It's angel. Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel. It's done in canvas because I like to show to the people how the icon started, how the project started from small, could be
steps that it takes to do this.
Gigantic project, or it could be small project with one icon. Yeah.
So when they come to the exhibit, which opens on May 15th or something, or when is
it's actually up now.
It's open up now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I must have.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So people can see the process. There's some icons that are in process, the beginning stages, the sketches, then the beginning stages.
I look forward to seeing that, because it seems to me anybody who is an art student or an artist would appreciate seeing the development of doing a fresco or doing something. I mean, because you can't just stand on the wall and sketch it out. I mean, you really have to have an idea of how it's going to fit.
And what's nice for us also is Efthimios does other kind of work. So we have one wall of our gallery is the iconography, and the other wall is landscapes and still lifes.
Okay, so you kind of spread out.
Yeah, I find the inspiration here in the Moak Valley, and I have done some landscaping in Moak in the autumn or falls, you can say. And I've done some paintings about the capital region areas like that. Yeah.
And I wonder, are any of his paintings for sale? Somebody really likes them.
Yes,
okay.
I think not all of them, right? But several.
Could be.
Or I'm sure you could commission him to do one for you, right?
Exactly.
It's amazing. I want to thank you, Efthimios, for being here and sharing your life story, which is fascinating.
Thank you
And
for
your
having me.
art, and you must be the only iconographer that I have ever had on the show.
I'm glad.
Thank you for
invite
being the
me.
first.
I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you for
Good.
having me.
Good, thank you, sir, for being here.
Thanks.
And Ellie, they can see this, and how long will this exhibit be up?
It will actually be up through the middle of October.
Okay.
We have, last year we did a Dia de los Muertos altar, and so that will go on after Efthimios' work goes down. And then following that, in the middle of November, we have the Noah Corey, who is from Altamont, is a blacksmith, a fine blacksmith, and his work will be following after that.
Well,
So-
blacksmithing, I mean, I've seen some beautiful work. I've had a blacksmith, or a couple of blacksmiths on my show, and when I see the work that they do and how artistic it can be, you know, we always think when we talk about art, you know, blacksmith, they must just be putting the shoes
Right.
on those horses. And I asked one of the blacksmith that was on, I said, so are you putting the shoes on the horses? And he says, I've never done that. You know, it's like, oh, wow, I guess I was really off base on
Yeah.
that one.
So we'll have a art show with blacksmith, the work of a blacksmith. So
Yeah.
so that's our schedule for the year. And then we haven't had an opening yet for Efthimios' show, but we will have some kind of reception late.
Oh, good.
late in
I'd
the
like
summer.
to, at least, I want to check out his, because it sounds amazing. And I've always thought the icons were really interesting because it's a different form of art.
It is.
And like you said, the Byzantine and how he does the Macedonian style. It's like, what are these? You know, it's like I'm just being wrapped up in the new style, new things of art that I was not aware of. But we are learning those things. And I think that's what these exhibits that you put together, because you've done Native American, you've done a number of them, and all it does is expand what we know about other cultures.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
So we really invite people to come on down. We're open except Mondays, and so it's open to see the exhibit. That'd be great to have people come.
Yeah, no, I definitely am going to see, because I just want to see the start to finish of a fresco, or how he does that,
Great.
because it's just so fascinating. But I really applaud what you do. You're with
thank
the
you.
New York State Folklore Society. Thank goodness you're here locally, and I know that you have events like downstate
We
and
do.
western part.
We're all over.
You're all over, and we really need to embrace the folklore of our state, because we are so rich.
Rich and very diverse, and
Very diverse.
many, many talented artists.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you for being here. It's
Oh,
always a
thank
pleasure
you.
to see you
It's always
and to
wonderful
have
to
you
be
on the
here.
show. And thank you for bringing Efthimios
Efthimios.
with us, because he was charming and so insightful, and I loved his story.
That's great.
So thank you for being
Thank
here.
you, Ann.
And